How to talk about your daily routine in English Learning podcast. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English, the podcast where we help you improve your English in fun and practical ways. I'm Tom.
And I'm Anna. Hi everyone. Today, we're going to talk about something really useful. How to talk about your daily routine in English. This is perfect for beginners and intermediate learners because it's something you do every day, so you already know a lot of the vocabulary.
Exactly. Talking about your daily routine is a great way to practice verbs in the present simple tense, like wake up, eat breakfast, go to work, and so on.
That's right. And we'll also give you some useful phrases to make your sentences sound natural. So, let's start with the beginning of the day.
For example, you can say, I wake up at 7 a.m. or I get up at 6:30. Notice how we can use wake up and get up. They are similar but slightly different.
Yes. Wake up is when your eyes open, but you might stay in bed for a few minutes. Get up is when you actually leave your bed.
Good tip. Then after waking up, many people say, I brush my teeth and take a shower.
And don't forget breakfast. You can say, I eat breakfast at 7:30. I usually eat eggs and toast. Or I like to drink coffee in the morning.
Now, here's a question for our listeners. What do you usually do after breakfast? You can say, I go to work, I go to school, or even I stay at home and study.
Great! And remember, when you talk about routines, use adverbs of frequency. Words like always, usually, sometimes, and never make your sentences more natural. For example, I usually eat breakfast at 7:30.
All right, now let's move on to work or school routines, because that's where you use a lot of common verbs and phrases.
Exactly. At work or school, you can talk about what you do every day. For example, I start work at 9 a.m., or I attend classes from 8:30 to 12.
And describing your tasks makes your English sound more natural. You can say things like, I answer emails, I attend meetings, I write reports, or I study English vocabulary.
Small daily actions are important too. You can add sentences like, I drink coffee in the morning, I chat with my friends during breaks, or I check my phone for messages.
Lunch is another good topic. You can say, I usually have lunch at 12:30. I eat a sandwich and some fruit. Or even, sometimes I go out for lunch with my colleagues.
And if you want to sound more fluent, include time expressions. For example, I work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., or I study English for 2 hours every day.
Don't forget adverbs of frequency, they're really useful for routines. You can say, I always check my emails in the morning, I sometimes take a short walk after lunch, or I never skip breakfast.
Exactly. These words help your listener understand how often you do things, which is key when talking about routines.
Now, the afternoon is often when people finish work or school and do other activities. You can say, I finish work at 5 p.m. or I usually go to the gym in the afternoon.
Students might say, I finish my classes at 3 p.m., and then I do my homework. You can also include hobbies. In the evening, I like to read a book, or I play football with my friends on Sundays.
A great way to connect your daily activities is to use words like then, after that, or later. For example, I finish work at 5 p.m., and after that, I go home and cook dinner.
And don't forget that talking about routines isn't just about what you do, but also how long or how often you do it. For instance, I usually exercise for 30 minutes, or I often watch TV in the evening.
That's perfect. Using these phrases makes your daily routine sound much more natural and fluent in English.
So, let's talk more about the evening and night routines. After work or school, Many people like to relax. You can say, I cook dinner and eat with my family, or I go for a walk in the park.
And don't forget hobbies. You might say, I watch TV, I read a book, I play games, or I practice English online for 30 minutes. These sentences are great to add variety to your routine story.
Another simple part of your night routine is personal care. For example, I take a shower, I brush my teeth, and I get ready for bed.
You can also use time expressions to make your story sound natural. For instance, at 9 p.m., I start relaxing, and then at 10 p.m., I go to bed.
And sometimes it's nice to include weekend or special day routines, like on Saturdays, I sleep in and have a big breakfast, or on Sundays, I visit my friends or family.
A tip for learners: when you speak about routines, try to connect your sentences. Use words like then, after that, later, before, or next. Example, I finish work at 5 p.m., then I go to the gym, and after that, I cook dinner.
And adding small details makes your English sound fluent. Instead of just saying, I eat breakfast, you can say, I eat breakfast at 7:30. I usually eat eggs and toast and drink a cup of coffee.
Yes. Even little details like what you eat, where you go, or who you meet can make your story more interesting.
Another great strategy is to practice speaking about your routine every day. You can do this with a friend, or even by recording yourself. Try to talk for at least 2 minutes about your day in English.
And if you feel confident, you can start asking questions about other people's routines. For example, what time do you usually wake up, or do you usually go to the gym in the evening?
That's perfect. Asking questions helps you practice both speaking and listening.
Exactly. And for learners who want to take it further, you can also describe feelings and opinions about your routine. For example, I usually wake up at 6 a.m., which is too early for me, or I love reading in the evening because it relaxes me.
Yes. Expressing feelings makes your English more natural and personal.
Now that we've covered morning, afternoon, and evening routines, let's move on to something very practical: interactive exercises you can do to practice talking about your day in English.
Yes. One simple exercise is describe your day aloud. You can start from the moment you wake up and go all the way to bedtime. Try to speak for at least 2 or 3 minutes without stopping.
For example, you could say, I wake up at 7 a.m. I brush my teeth and take a shower. I eat breakfast at 7:30. Then I go to school. I study English and take notes. I eat lunch at 12:30. In the afternoon, I go to the library. After that, I go home and relax. In the evening, I cook dinner and watch TV. I go to bed at 10 p.m.
See how that works? You're connecting your sentences, using verbs in the present simple, and including time expressions. That's exactly what we want learners to practice.
Another great exercise is role play with a friend. One person asks questions and the other describes their routine. Then switch. For example, what time do you wake up? I wake up at 6:30 a.m. What do you usually have for breakfast? I usually eat cereal and drink tea.
You can also add fun variations. Ask about weekend routines. What do you usually do on Saturdays? I usually go hiking with my friends.
Another tip is to add opinions and feelings. For example, I wake up at 6 a.m., which is too early for me, or I love reading in the evening because it relaxes me.
Yes. Combining actions plus time plus feelings is a great way to sound more fluent. For example, I usually go to the gym at 5 p.m., and I feel very energetic afterwards.
For learners who want a bigger challenge, Try writing a short paragraph about your day in English and then reading it aloud. Record yourself and listen carefully. It helps improve pronunciation, vocabulary, and fluency.
And one more fun exercise: describe your day in the past tense. This helps you practice another important tense. For example, yesterday I woke up at 7 a.m., I ate breakfast and went to school. In the afternoon, I studied English and went home. In the evening, I watched a movie and went to bed at 10 p.m.
That's excellent. Switching between present and past tenses gives you more flexibility in conversation.
Finally, remember to repeat your routine daily in English. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day makes a huge difference.
All right, now let's wrap up everything we've learned about talking about your daily routine in English.
Yes. First, remember the key points. Use the present simple tense to talk about routines. Include adverbs of frequency like always, usually, sometimes, and never. Connect your sentences with words like then, after that, later, and before. Add small details and feelings to make your story interesting.
Another tip for learners who want to sound more fluent is to use common phrases and expressions. For example, I like to, I usually, I often, I never.
Yes. These phrases make your sentences sound more natural and conversational. You don't have to translate word for word from your native language. Just think in English.
For a challenge, try to describe your day in detail to a friend or record yourself. Include your morning, afternoon, evening, and weekend activities, plus feelings, opinions, and small details.
Another advanced tip is to ask questions about other people's routines. This turns your English into a conversation. Examples: what time do you usually wake up? Do you like your morning routine? What do you usually do after school or work?
Listening and speaking are just as important as reading and writing. Try to listen to English podcasts, videos, or conversations about daily routines, and then repeat what you hear in your own words.
And finally, consistency is key. Practicing 5 to 10 minutes every day makes a huge difference. Start with simple sentences, then gradually add details, connect ideas, and include feelings.
Exactly. And don't worry about mistakes. Making mistakes is part of learning. The more you practice, the more confident you become.
So, to all our listeners, start today. Talk about your day in English. Morning, afternoon, evening, ask questions, describe feelings, and have fun with it.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Everyday English. We hope it helps you feel more confident talking about your daily routine in English.
See you next time. Keep practicing, and remember, every day is a new opportunity to improve your English.